Kublai Pibaro Shakutub Khubor Jongi Karan Bosco Media Network. Kimat Bakong San Menta Kasni Tilong. Duna Ka Jinglut Menta Usnam Habayanu Jor Bar Usnam Arhajar Arpo. Inyarap ka Sorkar Jylla ki Hospital Shimet banyak khoni ka klam COVID-19. Penjanaya ka Hospital TB ha Sauli kum ka Hospital Sumar nong pang COVID-19. Buon kiban kenran din banai tika ya da COVID-19 lada ka Sorkar kampen kelaya ka rukam penrung kerteng. Ban Bu jingkili UMLA Kongres bayo skim nong rap tang prahajar kendai spa andre po nyongot na Meghalaya. Tumantang ne page ki Khubor ki ba company. Hadin ka jingki ustad ki nong pang nakaklam COVID-19 nakalyang ka Sorkar kilaray banya kendu man nakasngi nakabenta ban shemme ki rai ki bakirke badon kam nakabenta ka jing bahaga Jylla. Haka review meeting balalong hne kasngi khan nyau tarik ujemang arhajar arphoi Menteri Rangba ka Jylla ulaya thuba ka jinglut bamenta usnam ka khamduna ya ka ba mencham snam. Ulaya thuba hadin ka jingpelut babon mencham snam ka Sorkar Jylla kala persang ban penduna ya ki jinglut kila perkhat sani bha banam pelut kaya ka pisa na ka benta ki daw bam dadan kam. Nakalyang ka Sorkar kila thuba la pelut shispa klur tengka na ka benta ketika yada COVID-19 balayo iba kani kalong ka babha.
For the people to stay, we had to pay for the doctors and the other people in the hospitals to stay in the hotels. We had to give money for laborers. We had to, pay for different kind of entrepreneurship programs. So we really, that point in time, the whole country, in fact, faced with a unforeseen kind of a situation, and that led us to really making sure that we don't leave any stone unturned. Now this year, seeing the experience of what we went through last year, I'm not saying it gives us a kind of a blueprint on what to do, not to do, but at least it gives us some kind of an idea of where we could manage things better, where we could, reduce our cost. Does that mean that we'll compromise on the health of the people? Absolutely not. That's the reason why when we were put up the question of spending money for the vaccination, we said immediately, no question asked, 100 crores we will spend to get the vaccination. It is absolutely worth it.
Haka review meeting, Menteri Rangba ka Jylla ukonrat ke sangma, ulaya thuru ban nakalyang ka Sorkar kinyale kat bala banyarap ki Hospital Shimet na ka benta ka jinglut jingsap haka banyale yakani ka klam COVID-19.
And we also realize, as I said, that it's worth spending on certain investments and infrastructure, because that will reduce our burden in the coming months or days if the situation does not improve. We realize that it's important to support the private hospitals, because government will do its part. But if private hospitals, which are doing a tremendous job, and I must really congratulate them and thank them for the kind of continuous work they're doing and the dedication that they have shown, not just private hospitals, the doctors and nurses and staff, even our government hospitals, they're really going through a lot of strain and stress. And we need to be with them, and we need to really appreciate what they're doing. And therefore, we have decided that we'll support the private hospitals also in terms of their running expenditures, if necessary, for getting manpower, or even to invest in some kind of investment in equipments in case they need to improve the infrastructures.
Menteri Rangba ka Jylla habakran sekilat pathai Khubor ulaya thuba nakalyang ka office deputy commissioner ru kilale kat bala ban penyat bet yaj renti ka rukam long ki yo ki hat pada hakikat tu kan ni ki khap lahab ru ban khang ki dukan ki bam sham bod ki kendon yada naka klam COVID-19.
So this issue was discussed. We saw that certain market areas were getting crowded. So instructions had been given to the DC to close those areas and those markets down completely. And wherever the norms are not being followed, we are going very aggressively and closing those, those areas down. And now, as I said, this is not a fight that the government will do on its own. We will play our role, but the discipline from the society is very, very important. So therefore, we have been understanding that people need the basics. People need, to get their food and everything. So we had given a bit of relaxation in those areas.
Menteri Rangba ka Jylla ulaya thuba nakabenta ka jing penbiang ya ki jing thia ha ki hospital kumba kalong menta ka jing don ki jing thia kalong lai spa tam henrei ki nong pang kila sedang banang kiu Nakaliang ka sorkar kalaya le kat bala ban pen klan da ka jing khang dam ban khang la da ka jing sa phriang ka ni ka khlam bara ka jing tre lang ki pat ba ka jing sa phriang ka ni ka khlam kan kham duna.
Before we reached 1,000, we put the lockdown. And that's why it was done at that point in time. And we did it slightly watching the situation because we realized also that closing things down will affect the livelihood of the people. And somewhere we need to find a balance. But then when we realized that the growth rate was moving in a line where by May 12th, we expected that we'll touch 5,000. Today is May 17th. So I don't know if you remember, I gave you these projections that time also. So we managed to slow down things, and instead of 12th of March, it's the 17th of May we're touching 5,000. But if this trend continues, we will go beyond 7,000, 8,000, maybe even 10,000, in a short time. So we need to continue to ramp up our beds and our oxygen plants and oxygen beds, and continue the restrictions in the way it is, and urge the citizens of our state to ensure that they follow the protocols so that we can, slow down the spread of this virus.
Nakabenta ban khangla de ka jingkiu stat ka ni ka khlam. Nakaliang ka sorkar jilla mentala ar lai tayo kila sedang de ki kendon perking bat bu ru ya ka khangdam hanong ba. Menteri rang ba ka jilla u konrat ke sangma ulai thu ru ba ka sorkar kala persangkat bala ban pensngau thu e ki jingma nakani ka khlam. Bara ka jingnya tre lang ki pat nong song snong u kermen ba ka jingkiu jong ka ni ka khlam kan kham hiar.
So our preparation started almost 3 weeks back, and that's why these restrictions were in place. But yet, we were not able to slow down the spread of the virus. So there are many factors for that, and we need to realize that government will put restrictions, but even at individual levels, we need to ensure that we follow our protocols, even at home. And that's the reason why this whole week, you're already aware, we'll be coming out with very strong sensitization program and a complete media campaign on how we should have our behavioral change even at the household level to ensure that we contain this. So yes, you're right. We had always looked at this 5,000 number, and we prepared for this in that line. But it is very important to realize that if the numbers keep growing, no matter how many hospitals, beds, or oxygen cylinders we get, we will not be able to make it sufficient for everybody.
Nakabenta ban penklan ya kurukom sumar ki bapang COVID-19. Nakaliang menteri ka jela ulaya thuba lada ban penbet penbiang ya ka TB hospital ha Sauli ban pediang ya kinong pang nakani ka klang.
But I would like to inform the state also and the opposition also that government has already taken steps for that, and apart from civil hospital, now the TB hospital in Shillong, Sauli will also become a full-fledged hospital. At the same time, we also have already given the work order to set up 100-bedded facility for COVID, specifically COVID, with all the facilities in it. So therefore, all these steps have already been taken. I'm happy to also inform you that the Honorable Speaker has called a meeting of all the political parties on Wednesday at 2:30, where we will be presenting all this information to members of the opposition as well as other political parties. So we have already taken steps in those lines.
Hadian babun ki pat ba ka jela kila ut ba kisham jing e ban penrung kerteng online ban ai dawai tika ye ki bakhat prasnem hado saupu sausnem karta u president ka khasi student union u samla lambok star marngar ula kentu ya ka sorkar jela baka dei ban pen kelano ya ka rukom penrung kerteng ye ki pat ba ki bakwa ban ai dawai tika namar ka jing penrung kerteng da ka online kabu jing e shibu ni ki pat ba ka jela bat bon na ki kimdon ya ka internet ka babiang ki smartphone ki bamnang ban pendon kam ya ka technology katkum ka juk start ka bamenta lada ka sorkar kamla ban pen kala ya ka rukom penrung kerteng bon ki pat ba kin kan randien ban aya ka dawai tika wala na kalyang joka tenat ka kwat ka khya kala aya ki jing pen sha shi ki pat ba dei ban aya ka dawai tika kumshi benta ban yada yala de na ukhnang jing pang covid bar ula ongru ka sorkar ka dei ban nyaslok bat ki dor bar snong khnang ban pensuk ki pat ba nong song snong
ni piba ong ba in tre ban ai or kata ga kemon jong buri nam la pan bor ndai nam ta jong itu ba kwa ban ai mi chmat ba ban ai tika mat rai kan ba shbu ne ko sarkar ba kan penbet hidam ba snong bi thau knong ba kan mara kan no chige namara da kin yong to village po siben the village po jan to mi ten ke bitni mi ki ka kemudian nasaret untuk ter ndai kumni cik khndam kadan kene cik empo sini ka lockdown kumun pai ba nai kin yo kali wa ka pas kunam bu yami bor kho ja ta por long pen ken ja cik khndam tinga srai ba kana mi ki kundrum kangram ba pensuk ya babun balang hak shnong bitau ngai tang nasar ba cik thai no penuru ngatrai kan bhai sarkar kan sim senjam kan lich shnong bitau kabar kalong ba hot ki ong ban register online chwal bom don register online kilmio banai yakta tika ngatrai ka sarkar jala lang ba tang ko ke khia ngatrai ka haban wat tak wei pat alternatif senang ba kan nomor ra ba chingi i go bon dalam kuman sisngi kidang don ke jiputep bagi ong hil yang lain di kenta andai ba kenang ban register lang ba online chabit phai thri no sieng bom jo ban atika thì cũng kita tak jeng ek pai ba ki persno itu khamtam itu ba ko ban ai tika ini ban ai kena vaksin ngatrai ka government trai kan persang barwat gue pat tenti da ka kan spriang la kalong da kinunu ki identikat kalong da ka ipit ning trimulation na kapan ka pun ter kanang kan monra ibnu kundum kan ram mat kan monra jinjar pai ba na fikren wa tang so Shillong ro ngatrai hot kali ka nomba jong na ka Jangka jelah dari idoni bom don takas mat kondo bapli ba sio kamai jasngi kamai sengi bam nabit kumtu kinomla pada ngutagi fun bila ban le kumta pak badon tekten kinang nang hiu handai long ba ban beng ta ki jingi ba pak ba persmo srai ke sarkar ke bandon kala kawi option gue talater
kum shibanta banya rap ikinong rap ban penyat yau yaki marap jengki kum hakani kapor baka sorkar ka penlong da ka jingkhang dam banya da na ka jing sapriang jong knyang jing pang COVID-19 ka wei pat ka jing bakinong rap kila kundu ka long ba kimla ban penyat yau ki marap jengki khampam ki jhor ki ba put koloi kani ka wan ra ki jindu nong ka ba khrawi ki nong rap khnang ban pen mentoy bat pensuk ki nong rap ban die ki marap jengki uwei na ki riu pat ba ubadon ka jingkit khle na ka banta kabha kamiat kinong songsnong uba sam ding do ulami shakmat ban a jaka shipor ki nong rap bakin wan ra ki marap jongki bakin yo bande ki mar jongki hasam khamti parking lot kabadon hadam senjong bana kalyang jong minister uba pet yakatanat karep karyang uba bante dor lingdo haka khatnyau tarik ubanai jemang 8000 phoi rengkat bat ka agriculture department ka health department bat police kelale jurep yakani ka jaka baka biang ne em yakinong rap ban one day ki marjongki habaya kran sikilat pathai khubor uba bante dor ulaya thoba na kalyang jong unra yakani shakami jong ka sarkar jala banya
ni iwa pili ko yo delang tu gajingya lum gajingya bon gajingya kalong ka khata aro tanta mo mar pili iwa jing pustat jung yang jingpang de dena ta kada ye perhat kunuban kamban yo asu kini yo delang yo wholesale to bantagi hampun dunai gajingya long gajingya nyom tan site yo ita ide iwe benta bang sila perhat pada yang jom bahaya ke dalam ni kalau beli tinggal perhat lah kan bahkan perhat mentah gini nong rap ni kata pentor ba fama action ke dalam ni di buat ini ke than ini sini ke tendring ga nong song ga mau sebut ni giding paso di perhat na mentah gini nong rap ni sini bahkan sok ni on the badan no kata yo delang ni kawai bat di mahajon kin siwan ban simbe ikimar jung kinang ni kin ra bai bale ate kai tikan long ndiat kan kam pendunan dia ai kajingya rung yami po yo delang kai ta di jung perhat jung ye badon pat dokumen badon gini kitrai jaka badon ke sim wa ban nyiram tike phone ye pembet ye keren bat ni ternyata tahu ni sawan matas ni ban pet yang ni jaka ni pet jok long kum no kalong nem long ne ya be keren baga district administration rung ya be pembet lu bagan tak traffic jam di katai itai di jing perhat jong itu dengan dalai pet bahangin saya perhat ni le penuh ni regi sepet baga jakarta ke ibiang tambah nomor dong sibun dan nomlong ni hang ni ruf lai kam dade ada tan sibiang ke bagan ke dika entry bagadon exit bagadon kan ngerap kan ya ka bentar ladang ni pelong ya kayo ni lah ni sekawai ai kumbang ila baik po outskirt siapa baik kum siapa 5 mile siapa umding pun 7 mile siapa pergi lagi po kayo long kay rap te bagin namya tur mar Shillong ka jure ka ni ka kita ai dei jing pakhat jing na kalian
UMLA ka Congress na mau Senram constituency uba HM Shangpliang ulabu jingkli ya ka Sorkar Jilla khamtam ya katanat karep karyang namar balai ka Jilla ka pha tang pra hajar khandai spa hnriu po nyongut kinong rap na ka benta banyo jing ya rap pisa na ka Sorkar India kat kum ka jing ong jung uba Shangpliang ula pen pau ka jing sngo lengo ba kumno ka Jilla Meghalaya ka badan prapusan persen kinong rap ka Sorkar pat ka pha tang pra hajar khandai spa hnriu po nyongut kinong rap kat hadu baka Sorkar India kala pha jing ya rap tangai gite kinong rap ha ka jing mang pisa ka ba shiklur prapulak tengka
ha kini ka scheme jong Prime Minister nakaliang jonga ngabo ke jingkli ka Sorkar bah kano rukom baki kijit yakini kinong rap namar ka pisa ka bawan ha ka Jilla jongi ka poitang kuba shiklur prapulak nyopu pra hajar tengka kata kamut we unong rep unjok tang kumba ar hajar tengka ngasulu mo abang ayu I ya ka list kabala say madan da ka Sorkar kami ba ki state hapo North East kum ka Manipur kum ka Nagaland kum ka Arunachal ka Mizoram kelayo kan pha ki kerteng jo ki nogrep bon ba kami Mizoram kan yo ban pha hado praposan hajar ngeruspa ngerpo armut kanagalan ka pha hado Shillong inyo po saumut ka Arunachal ka pha khandai phuwe hajar praspa khadwei ka Tripura ka pha hado arlak pra hajar bakan Manipur ka pha hado arlak prapo armun kinong rem ka jingkli khalong balai ka state Meghalaya balai ka Sorkar jongi ka pha tang pra hajar khandai spa ngripun nyong
ka Agriculture Cell jong ka Federation of Khasi Jantia and Garo People FKJGP lemrangkat ka Khasi Jantia Fresh Vegetable Suppliers Association KJF VSA kiladawa jing pensyai na katanat kamrap ka Sorkar Jilla halor ka jingduna kinong rap na ka Jilla bakin yo jing mentoy da ka song pisa na ka skim Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi PM Kisan kumban syukado baka Sorkar India lengba menteri rang badu kari India haka khatsau tarik mentau benai kala pelat ya ka song jingera pisa lembang ka 8 installment ka balong palat arpho hajar klur tengka syaki khandai pansan klur ngut kinong rap hakari India barok kawe nakani ka song jingera ya ka nong rap ka Jilla Meghalaya kala yo song jingera pisa tang naga benta pra hajar khandai spa hnri po nyongun usamla Bristar Mautho Secretary ka Agriculture Cell FKJGP ula ong ba kalong ka balungo bat ka bamshai satya na ka jingpen I jingkhen ka Sorkar India bakidan tang pra hajar khandai spa hnri po nyongut kinong rap ki bayo ya kani ka skim ngimla sngoutho na marhaba bon se na juya kran ba prapo persen kinong song shnong ka Jilla Meghalaya ki dei kinong rap
Agriculture Central Body na por mo lembaga jing kandu pergi Director Agriculture pergi officer juga rap kalian kalau tu sam ini lembaga tu ka kot lengkedok ban lek ban sam sikit ba no rap habede pergi ka PM Kisan na kalian juga senghi ni la tu sam la tu yarap ban persailan sakin rap ban apply ya ka PM Kisan mar kalong kowe ke cimatoy ya kinong rap hadin kata hau arjar arfo ila arjar ka khandai arjar arfo ila cu pen apply lembaga nika CSC but adu arjar arfo banai balai besau ni dang yo kini norap ki bom sem ladan ya kecekal jongru ki dang yo nadu arjar arfo banai besau hadu mta karena kalian kita berap kita apply ya kena ke PM Kisan kemsem layo semua bad ya fama ID card itu kemsem layo karena kalian cuma sengi baju kitkian anta ke karep karyang kinon ka bhagamet kinorap ngilale banja kenduk ya ke Director jangka Agriculture bad nila panru la ka jingtho la ka CSC nila yo jingtho la CSC ban nila pha jingtho sya ka Director agriculture ban nagaliang ga ni bari pan chung chai ba belai gini ga PM Kisan hadu mta msem ayo ju tan nagaliang director kala reply singi ba yagni ga PM Kisan namar ba shani ga jalla jungi dambun kunong rap ki ba rap haki jaka jungkiwe takdau msem ayo yagni PM Kisan kadai betik tangam ta ba kinorap kibudan cakal jong kilawan apply kilawan yo ini ke PM Kisan te adin kata nagaliang jong seng kala ikran ru buat mista kerap keryang bak director mau ban kerpat si nak
Mara kitu ki khubor ngila poisha ka bakun tar hadu bangin syambyang kublai shibun.